and I think it's going to be going on for a long time. Now, Levy, my best mate, has come out and said that obviously there's this rumour flying around that it's going to cost, what was it, Tanya, big money or not transfer record breaking fee, but manager breaking fee or whatever to get a new manager in. Now, Tanya, I'll come to you first because we kind of spoke before the stream and you kind of hit me with some facts I haven't actually really read into. So if you want to fire away with this whole manager business at the moment.
Yeah, no, I was reading Alistair Gold's article, which I find quite interesting, and it's basically saying that there's two potential candidates and they're at clubs at the moment, and it's going to test the financial power of the club, something along those lines, which is interesting. It makes me think, okay, are these two managers that are of high quality, are managers that have a history of winning, perhaps? It kind of does insinuate that with the whole financial side of it. But I don't know. For me, I have a feeling that the manager we're going to get is someone that they've kept well under wraps. I think it still could be a Ten Hag. I think the book is closed on that at all. Because I think I was watching another stream today and someone said it. He signed an extension on his contract. I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but I don't think that necessarily means he definitely wants to stay at Ajax. I just think that one is not off the cards completely. So I think he could potentially be one of them. The other candidate, I have no idea, but apparently they have narrowed it down to two people. But listen, who Levy thinks and who the fans want is a completely different story. So I want to say it could be Ten Hag, but it could be Graham Potter. Who knows? I don't know. But it's interesting how that's come out, I think. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I totally agree with you. I've been saying for the last couple days when I've been speaking with my mates and stuff like that I just had this feeling it was going to be Ten Hag. And I know obviously he signed the extension, and I think that's from an Ajax perspective, or if you want him, pay up for him. For me, that would have been, after the Nagelsmann and the Rodgers removed from the situation, that probably would have been the next logical one I felt like we would have gone for. So for me, I agree with you. I have this weird feeling about that one, that it's not completely done, and they've obviously done it for a reason in terms of getting him to sign that extension. And for me, that's not a bad appointment. I've got no issue with that whatsoever. If he was to come, I think it's a positive appointment. I think it's a right direction appointment. However, again, like with your second one, I don't believe it's going to be Graham Potter. From what I'm hearing, it's probably, I can't foresee it being him. I don't believe it's going to be Pochettino, regardless of the fact that if they're unhappy at PSG, it's just not. He'd be mental to come back. Not that I wouldn't love him back, but I think he'd be insane. And I don't know. I literally sat there today having a look at a list of players, a list of managers, and thinking, okay, well, who's ruled out? This one potentially. This one I don't think so. I honestly only could think the same as you. Like, that would be the only one that I could see there being a bit of leeway with. And I just, I hope it's not another Chelsea. I saw someone pop up saying Conte. I think there'll just be absolute uproar if it was another ex-Chelsea boss. Not what we want. And I don't think Daniel Levy is going to risk doing that when I would assume he wouldn't make the same mistake again, but who knows? So aside from that, the only other one I can think of would be someone like Scott Parker, but I can't see that testing our financial resolve to go and get him. So that's what I was reading, exactly what you were reading with the Alistair Gold thing, and I was thinking, test the financial resolve to go and get someone. Who's it going to be? It has to be someone that's in a contract or just signed a contract or in a long-term contract. We know it's definitely not going to be. We know it's not going to be Brendan Rodgers. So then that's where you have to sit and look at the drawing board. I was talking to someone maybe about Bielsa, but again, it'll be such a clash between him. I really enjoy Bielsa football. I mean, we know Pep and Poch have modelled themselves off it, so it'd be great in terms of the style of football, but I think personality-wise, I just don't think it would work. So yeah, I feel like you. I'm just waiting to see what shocks come.
I think we need to get it sorted soon. I mean, I don't want them to rush this because, look, in a way, I don't want to say I sympathise with Daniel Levy, but it's a hard decision. He's got to get this right. There's a lot rising on this, I think. The managerial appointment, it's going to say where we're going as a club, and it's going to give us an idea of what the expectations are. So he has to get it right, but I don't know. I really don't know. As I said, I just want it to be done because we need to start thinking about transfers. I want to get to that bit now, you know, and I just think we're being linked with players. We haven't got a manager. The manager's got to come in, see who he wants, and then who he wants to potentially offload and bring in. So I want it done before the Euros, personally. That would be great.
I know you guys have obviously both read the Alistair. I've just been listening to you guys. You've been just spitting true facts. So I'm not gonna waffle too much. You've both hit it spot on the head. But it's like every manager that's out there that you actually want is like happy. They're in a contract. It's going to be big money to buy a manager out if you want him to come their way. And that's why he's going to have to spend money, because at the end of the day, there's no managers out there that I want that haven't got a job. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So this is why it's going to be, I mean, Tottenham fans will always do what Tottenham fans do and speculate. From as soon as there's a small rumour, it blows up and everyone starts talking. So, I mean, I don't even think there's anything close to Poch coming back. I think he would, but I don't think the time's now. Yeah. I obviously wanted Brendan Rodgers. I think he would have been the go-to guy, but why would he come? End of the day, he's smashing it at Leicester, and he's clearly happy. I think that football club's run so well, and they just look like a family. I mean, we've had that, and then we tried getting a manager who's won everything. All this didn't happen. Arguably, he would have been on the mega money. So Levy's obviously, he's got a massive decision, because he's going to be obviously blowing a lot of money, but he's got league positions back balancing on this. He's got fans to keep happy, and he's got players that will leave if the decision isn't right. I mean, whoever comes in, whether it's before Harry Kane's saga kicks off, because this is just the start of it. We've got it all to come, but they've got to bring him in. Kane's got to sit there and think they've just brought him in. Do you know what I mean? So, and imagine if it was Scott Parker. Like someone like Scott Parker's not going to be able to get the best out of Harry Kane.
No.
That's just where it lies with me, because transfers are going to be huge. He's spending a lot of money on a manager, whoever it's going to be.
It's a mess that he created, after all.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's a mess he has to fix, regardless of whatever cost it is, because the cost of what he's done is worse than what it would have been had we just carried on with Poch and given him actually the money to spend. If you look at the money we could have invested in the team to what we spent on sacking managers, it's ridiculous. You know, that money could have gone back into the team. It's absolutely ridiculous.
This is the thing that really infuriates me. I know I've got the Yannick out poster behind me, and it just pisses me off, because we're always behind everything because of what he decides to do. And I know, Abby, you said about mistakes earlier. The man just makes them without even thinking, because he doesn't think. That's the thing that pisses me off. And it kind of leads me on to the next. I think someone's already said in the comments about how it won't matter what manager comes in, because Levy will still dictate what goes on.
Correct, yeah.
And this is the thing. I kind of want to lead on to the fact, like, obviously, Kane coming out and having that interview. I mean, he never said he was leaving. He never said he was staying. But it's the first time I've ever actually sat here and been like, I don't know what's going on in that kind of stuff. I know we never really understood what was going on, but this time I'm really like, I'm lost. This club, like you said, Abby, a few weeks ago, has no direction. And that is because of those people at the top. Now, I don't know whether Kane coming out and being rather different in front of the media has something to do with Levy. Now, I'm going to throw it to Max first. Do you think this now is a turning point for Levy and Enick? Do you think they're going to change their ways, or do we sadly think they're just set in stone?
I feel like we've been here before, but now we're at the bottom. Like, we can't go any lower. I mean, look at our league position. I mean, no disrespect to Leeds, but we're the ones saying, "Oh, we should be a top 4 club," and then we're chilling like the same position as a club that's 10th, and they've just been promoted. So when you look at it like that, you've got the best striker in the league, best striker in the world. He's Golden Boot, most assists. He's doing absolutely everything he can for the club, and you need the owners to do the same. And it just feels like recently, Levy, Abby said, he's made huge mistakes, and it's there to be fixed, and only he can fix it. End of the day, we can shout and moan and say what we think about him. We can stand outside the ground and eat Harry's chicken or whatever it is, but nothing's going to fix it. Only he can. So I am worried. I am bricking it for next season, because one, you don't know who's going to be there. I don't know who's going to be the manager. I don't know what style of football we're going to be playing. I haven't even renewed my Spurs season ticket yet.
Same. I'm waiting for the last possible moment.
It's a nightmare, because
if you know what annoys me is the constant emails. Don't forget to renew. Don't forget to renew. It's like, yeah, I was like, mate, I heard you. I heard you.
They want you to do it while all this is going on. What's it? 4th of June? They're saying the latest date. I mean, I'm counting down the days. I'm sorry, but that's just, it's not.
It's going to be like 12:58 on the 3rd of June.
It's just, it's not. And it's not like they'll say, oh yeah, pay half now, and then when we get a manager, pay the rest. It's literally here's the full amount. We don't care how you pay it, just get it done. And then the problem is with that, if you don't pay it, it's just gone because there's always someone out there that will take it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's not just players leaving and this stupid conference league. It's just typical Tottenham. We're the last club to announce a kit, like always. Why couldn't we just play in it the other day either? It's so frustrating. I don't know. Levy's he's not in anyone's good books, and he's got it to fix himself. And I'm just sick of talking negatively about him because he needs to just put this club back to where we need to be. You can't have this massive stadium, all these good facilities. I need a manager first, and the manager's the next big step, obviously, because that will dictate what way we're going to be progressing or whether we are progressing at all. So